Nemo Radio is on the air.
A, B, C. A, always, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Hey, it's John Nemo. Welcome back to another episode of Nemo Radio. I want to talk here about a hidden gem when it comes to LinkedIn lead generation. It's kind of this little jewel, a little diamond in the rough people don't know about or don't use or don't leverage, and that is LinkedIn groups. Now, if you're not familiar with this, obviously LinkedIn being the world's largest platform for professionals around the planet, it's almost at 1 billion members. And one of the challenges, of course, for you and I, if we want to use LinkedIn for lead generation, is how do we reach them all? How do we find them all in one place? And then also kind of a pain or a challenge or an obstacle that you often can run into with LinkedIn and lead generation is how do I get enough volume out? LinkedIn, of course, can throttle down on how many invites you can send, how many emails you can send. Now, you can message people one-on-one for free if you're connected, but you have to wait for them to accept your invite. Some people have an open profile, so you can message that way, but it's a challenge, right? What if there were a faster, easier, better way to kind of instantly find your ideal prospects in one place, and oh, by the way, you could message them all for free at scale. And that's what LinkedIn Groups is. That's why it's a hidden gem. So let me explain kind of what the backstory is, what the psychology is, and then how you can leverage LinkedIn Groups. Really, the backstory is obviously LinkedIn started, in 2003, and they added professional groups as kind of, water cooler type hangouts for people in the same industry, the same niche, so you can gather with other HR professionals in the healthcare industry and share industry news and network and share links and events and things like that. And so, over the years, LinkedIn groups have kind of evolved. They've never caught fire like Facebook groups have or other platforms. And honestly, if you use LinkedIn every day, they're kind of hidden. They're not like a prominent feature. They're not right on the news feed when you log in. You have to kind of go and search and find them. Now, they're not really useful in terms of, in my opinion, what groups traditionally were set up for. LinkedIn groups traditionally were set up for the reasons I kind of outlined, which was, hey, let's talk with each other and collaborate and share ideas and share news and share thoughts and, da-da-da-da-da. And what's really happened is with most LinkedIn groups on the platform, they've just kind of turned into a spam fest of just people coming in, just, barfing out a bunch of links, self-promoting, buy my stuff, go to my webinar, whatever. And so people have kind of tuned it out. Also, the fact that LinkedIn groups are really hidden, you don't have a lot of active engagement, participation, etc. All of which doesn't matter. For you and me, who cares, right? We want leads. We want to talk to people one-on-one. And the beautiful thing about that is with LinkedIn groups, the way it works is when you join a LinkedIn group and when you get accepted as a member, you can now message every other member for free instantly, even if you're not connected at the first degree level. So to give you an example of this, let's say I want to generate leads with healthcare CEOs or healthcare CFOs, C-suite healthcare executives, right? I can literally use LinkedIn search because remember, LinkedIn, the platform, is just a big search engine. They index every single piece of data about every single prospect on there. So they're big brothering it. They know every keystroke you've ever entered, everything you've ever shared, where you went to school, volunteered, job titles, years, every status update. Everything is saved, sorted, indexed, and searchable, which is great for you and me because we can reverse engineer that. Groups are the same way. I can literally type in healthcare executive or healthcare CEO or healthcare CFO and then filter my search on LinkedIn by groups, and it will pull up all the relevant groups. It'll be like healthcare CFOs in Boston or whatever it is. Like you can get as nuanced as you want. And the idea is for you to go join these groups where your prospects are hanging out. So if I wanted to market to healthcare C-suite executives, say I had a software or something, whatever it is, I would join as many LinkedIn groups as I could where there are healthcare executives. And again, there's groups named for that, right? There's small business owners and there's, solopreneurs and there's, whatever title you can think of, there is a group. Now, once you get into the LinkedIn group and get accepted, now you simply click on the membership tab, like list of group members. It will pull up all the members, and you can just scroll through them and pick who you want to message. So what I do is I can literally scroll through, look at the job titles of the people in the group and say, yeah, I'm in the healthcare group. This person is a CFO at a hospital in Boston. Perfect. They're my ideal prospect. I can literally just hit message next to their name and type in a message. And it's free and it's instant. And I go to the next person, look at their, oh, that's the wrong title. I don't want to talk to them. Go to the next person. Oh, they're a healthcare CEO in South Dakota. Cool, that's the right person. I can now take the message I just sent and repurpose it and send it again. And so you can do this at scale to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people a week. And of course, it's a whole nother discussion and a whole other podcast of what do you put into the message and what do you say and how do you get people to respond. And I've got plenty of training on that. I'll link to it in the show notes in the comments on how to do, the ideal one-on-one LinkedIn message to get people to actually respond and engage. But the idea here and the idea for this episode is really to understand the power of LinkedIn groups and understanding use them just for prospecting. Don't use them in the traditional way of I'm going to go in and post stuff and hope people comment and like and reach out. Go in and just use them for prospect lists. Because again, you can now get around the limitations LinkedIn has in terms of you can only send, 100 invites a week, or I'm just making this up, but I know they have restrictions on how fast you can grow your network on LinkedIn, and they have restrictions on how many people you can message, in a given day, week, month, whatever. With groups, it's free and it's unlimited. So, we're able to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages out for our done-for-you clients through LinkedIn groups. And oh, by the way, it's your exact ideal pitch perfect prospect. So you're messaging the right people. And what we do, at least on our end, is we'll create a Google Sheet, very simple. Go join the group where all the ideal people are hanging out, look at their job titles, and then pick and choose which ones, and then message each person, and then we'll copy, paste, or integrate the name of the person and their profile in the group into a sheet and track the responses and track the messages. And then people get the messages in their LinkedIn inbox, they respond, and off we go. So it's a very simple way to kind of get around the limits that LinkedIn has in place as far as the volume and the outreach. And that honestly is one of the core things you need to know about LinkedIn lead generation is you have to scale. You have to go far and wide. You want to be reaching out to 200 to 300 of your ideal prospects a day, with one-on-one messages, because you need to figure out of those 200 to 300 people each day, how many are in immediate pain? How many immediately are looking for your solution? How many have their hair on fire about the problem that you solve, right? How many you need to play the long game with? They're not ready now, but they want you to circle back. How many aren't active on LinkedIn and don't respond? So that's where that volume comes in, and that's where that strategy comes in that we use of I'm going to reach out to 200 to 300 people a day who are my exact prospect. And now I'm getting into the messaging a little bit, but I'm not going to spam them. I'm not going to ask for a call. I'm not going to pressure them. I'm basically going to say, hey, I see you are a healthcare executive. I found you in this group. The reason I'm reaching out is I'm curious if you're looking for any tips on leadership. If so, I have a great new ebook I put together, 7 secrets every healthcare executive needs to know about leading their team. Should I send you a free copy? If so, just reply yes. And what happens is when I reach out to 200 to 300 of those healthcare executives and offer that free ebook that, oh, by the way, is hyper niched to their role and getting them something they want, which is being a better leader of their team or increasing profitability or whatever, now of those 200 to 300 people, maybe 20, 30, 40 will be like, yeah, send it over, right? Now on my little tracking sheet, I've got 30 or 40 new leads today that I get to send an ebook to and follow up with one-on-one on LinkedIn, because now that the messaging is going, we can keep messaging. Cool, here's the ebook as a PDF. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. I make a note. 2 days later, I follow up. Hey, Sally, did you have a chance to read the ebook, or did Netflix get in the way? Ha, ha, ha. Be human, be fun. And what happens is those people, if they consume your content, now start to kind of get to know, like, and trust you, right? As the coach, executive, whatever it is you're selling, your content is the currency that you use to buy their time and attention. So that's why when I do reach out to people on LinkedIn or do it for our clients, I want to have something to offer them that's free, on demand, and easy. An ebook, a webinar, a video, a podcast, a checklist, anything that will help them solve a core pain point or problem I know they have, that will get them a quick win, and that will help them, not only get that result, but I will put my personality or the client's personality or the client's story into the content. So they read it and go, yeah, these tips are really helpful. And by the way, the person that created it, they seem really approachable and authentic and transparent and likable, and I like the personality they put in. And yeah, if we need this help, this seems like somebody we should talk to about helping us implement what I learned in the ebook. So say you're a leadership coach, to finish this example, reaching out to healthcare executives through LinkedIn groups, offering your free ebook, 7 Secrets Every Healthcare Leader Needs to Know About Leading Their Team. And then you share in there the 7 secrets, the tips, they're practical, tips they can apply and run with. And oh, by the way, you share your story, your hero's journey, how you used to be a healthcare executive and, help take your hospital from X to Y, and, what you learned during your time in the trenches and how now today you're an executive coach serving hospitals around the United States. And if they're interested in, implementing or following more of your tips or want help one-on-one or workshops, here's how to reach out. And see how that ebook did all the heavy lifting for you? They read the content, they qualify themselves, they see you demonstrate expertise, they see you know what you're doing. They then are able to kind of go, yeah, I want more of this. How do we take this further? And talk to you one-on-one. And that makes your sales process much easier because you have a qualified prospect. They are your exact ideal prospect in terms of their job title, role, etc. They have read your content and it's resonated with them and they like it. And they want more. And if your content has done its job, they already have gotten to know, like, and trust you a little bit. So it's not this typical cold call of who are you? What have you done? Have you ever worked with people like me? That's why you want your content to answer all those questions. Who are you? Have you ever worked with people like me? Do you know anything about my industry? How can you help me? Can I, are you authentic? Are you approachable? Are you a real person? Or are you just some fake internet kind of, AI created bot, right? So that's where that content comes in and gets that people kind of piece of it in place, along with you demonstrating expertise. No one's going to hire you based on you promising to help them with leadership. If you show them and demonstrate to them that you're really good at leadership, specific to their world and their little niche with hospitals, they're going to be impressed and intrigued enough to talk to you more one-on-one. And then that's where you now get into that conversation, demonstrate more expertise, build rapport, and then obviously get them into, whatever your coaching program is. So it's a very powerful way to do this. What I love about LinkedIn and the groups is it's a simple, fast, easy way for you to create kind of one templated message offering your free ebook, and then sending it to every single person in the group who's a fit, and then let them reply. You don't waste time chasing people who aren't interested or who ignore you or who say no thanks. But if you message 200 people in a group today of your ideal prospects and 32 reply, yeah, I'd like to see it, you've got 32 leads instantly, like snapping my fingers here. Like, whoa, like that's the beauty of this. And now, if we want to take it further and do a little ninja work, with those 32 people that said yes to your ebook, not only are you going to send them an ebook and follow up with them on LinkedIn, you're going to go to their LinkedIn profile and look at more of who they are, where they went to school, what their hobbies are, how long they've been at their certain healthcare facility, and you're going to personalize your follow-up. Because now it's worth it for you to do a little bit of the, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, talk about the other person's favorite topic on earth, which is themselves. So what you do in your follow-up is you send the ebook to Sally, who said yes to your kind of templated message, and you go, hey, Sally, here's the ebook. So excited to hear your thoughts. By the way, I see you're out in Boston. Are you a big Red Sox fan? Congratulations on all success you've had at Boston Children's. That's so cool. I've actually worked with a few clients in the Boston Metro at these hospitals. I bet we know a lot of the same people. Excited to hear your thoughts. Like, that's a simple personalized follow-up. Or, hey, Joe, so excited to see you asked for the ebook. I see you're out in South Dakota. How do you like it out there? I can't imagine, Midwest winters being very friendly since I live here in Florida. I don't think I could handle it. Ha, ha, ha. Like, being a real human, building rapport, talking to them like you would one-on-one. And oh, by the way, you can also use tools like Loom and be on their profile or on their website and make a screen recording video and say, hey, Sally, I'm so excited. Sent you the ebook, and I'm also just looking at your profile. I want to share a couple quick thoughts, ideas for you here on your website. I see da-da-da-da-da. I'm wondering, with your leadership ideas and your team structure, have you thought about this instead? Would that be helpful? If so, I'm happy to talk more about it. Let me know. And sending a personalized Loom video like that about them and giving some ideas really gets them excited. Or you can also use the LinkedIn mobile app and pull up the person in your inbox and send a personal selfie video, a personal audio message, doing the same thing, using their LinkedIn profile for icebreakers. Where do they live? Where do they go to school? Where do they work? Hobbies, schools, whatever, and then you can riff about it. So there's so much you can do with this. You can do it so fast. You can do it at scale. Like, you don't need to buy ads. You don't need to, like, throw a bunch of stuff out there. You don't need to spend a ton of money. You just need to be smart and scale yourself in the terms of identify interest first through these messages. For anyone that says yes, then follow up, go deeper, personalize, build a little rapport, because that's ultimately what's going to, move that process forward. And the best place, or one of the best places to do it, this little hidden gem, is LinkedIn groups. So there you go. Hope you found that helpful. Super excited to see how you implement this. Just get on LinkedIn, use the search bar, type in the type of prospect you're looking for, filter it by groups. A bunch of groups are going to pull up. Join them, start going through the members, start implementing this. And obviously, if you want more, I've obviously got tons of training I'll link to in the show notes of how to do messaging and all kinds of things here with LinkedIn Lead Gen. And of course, as you know, or maybe don't know, I run a full-time done-for-you LinkedIn Lead Gen agency for coaches and consultants and small business owners all over the United States, and we're killing it. And we would love to talk more if you're interested. So with all that said, thanks so much, and we'll see you soon on another episode.